doesn't matter. If you're watching this now, I promise you it's happened in your practice, because it's happened in all our practices. Is we've got this disease in marketing, and it's that we stop the thing that's worked for us for years. I think one of the things that we see in all these interviews is whenever I sit down at this level with a chiropractor who's had a very successful practice, there's always a bit of a story about, the stuff that they did in the beginning, or their bankers, or some of their marketing stuff that has worked for them over the years. So when I say that to you, what would you say, what's really helped you build that practice? Because now, this is a Practice Growth Summit, and I want everyone to walk away with at least one or two things they can implement the next week. For you, what has that been? I know there's lots of things, because we're going to talk about online and offline marketing in a moment, because Dan's really good at that stuff. But what would you say, what's been one of the foundations that you've always done that you can rely on?
I would say the best is offline marketing and just meeting people face to face. So screenings. I would say I've veered more towards the screenings than opposed to the talks. I did a lot of talks. However, I found that the screenings were a lot more valuable for me. So, I used to get into offices and we'd do sort of spinal screening clinics. We'd go into different organizations. We'd be at shows. We'd be at wedding shows. One year we did 54 screenings in a year. So we even got our own chiropractic van that was all logoed up, and we had all the stuff set. So we were ready just to go whenever it was there. So we had marquee in there. We had, pop-up banners. We had all the sort of stuff that we needed. So, and one of the things I would say is that we did that, and we did an awful lot over a period of time, and I kind of got sick fed up of it. And what I did was I sold the van to my brother, and I kind of said, right, what we're going to do is we're in a different place now. We're going to do a lot more newspaper adverts, radio adverts, online kind of stuff, and really try and do our marketing that way. And unfortunately, it just didn't bring in the new patients. So we bought the van back. We're now doing an awful lot more. Last weekend, I was doing a screening in a shopping mall. And it's one of the things that you just need to be doing. I think the benefit as well is your marketing's direct to the patient. So, if you're speaking, or a potential patient, when you're speaking to them and you say, hey, how are you doing? How can I help you? And they start telling you about all of their issues, already they're, a potential candidate, a potential kind of patient.
You're bonding with them immediately. But it's so funny, that it doesn't matter. If you're watching this now, I promise you it's happened in your practice, because it's happened in all our practices. Is we've got this disease in marketing, and it's that we stop the thing that's worked for us for years. Because we get bored. Sometimes it's hard. And then showing up is a challenge, whether it's in corporates or whether it's screenings or whatever, it's a challenge. One of the things we like to talk about in the Inner Circle group or my New Patient Avalanche members is that it doesn't always have to be you. And one of the best pieces of advice I ever got in business was, if it's important, it's important to do whether it's done by you or not. Which was quite like a mind shift change for me at the time.